Hey everybody, and welcome to the Stamp Anything YouTube channel. It is your friendly marketing director, Kevin here, and today I'm going to be showing you a brand new stamp set. Today we're going to be looking at the Season's Greeting stamp set. Now, I have it printed off because I don't have it in hand, but we do have it and it is ready to ship to you. So, just before I get to that, I want to give you a little announcement. And that is, we have our Black Friday sale on already right now. So you can take an extra 35% off everything in our Black Friday sale category. And there's over 230 products that are on sale right now. And if you're a Stamp Club member, you can add your discount. You can add those reward points or any coupons you have. So they will all add up and you will have an amazing savings shopping right from your home. So for those of you who are going to be joining me, I'm going to take a look. I'm trying something new and I'm going to see if our chat works. And it looks like our chat is up here and it is working. And I see Dolores and hello. And I see Annie, hello. Oh, and I see Joyce as well. Hello, hello, hello. And then Melissa Baskin as well. Hello, my gallbladder recovery buddy. It is so nice to see everybody. I am very excited to be here. And now, what you've been waiting for is that stamp set that I said would be revealed to you tonight. And again, I wish I could show you. Oh, actually, yes, I can. I'm so silly. I'm going to show it to you right now. And here it is, our Season's Greetings stamp set right here. There you are. You see it. Do you love it? Does it look awesome? It is our Season's Greetings stamp set featuring the sentiments Happy Holidays. You can use it. You can use Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. You make I don't know how we're going to. I haven't looked how these actually fit together, but you can see them here. And then there's Season's Greetings, Feliz Navidad, and from our family to yours. So, what is special about this stamp set is they were all designed by design team member Stephen Kropp's father, Ronald. So, Ron did these stamp sets just like he does our florals. So, I'm going to get this off the screen and I'm going to show you just the one I have printed out. So here it is, all printed out. So this is about the size that it will be. So this is a 6x8 stamp set. And you'll get all the sentiments that I mentioned. So we have the candle with boughs and a little orange and holly berry and some leaves and fir boughs. So this is going to be the stamp that I'm coloring for you today. So if you want to learn how to color this stamp or color it the way I would, you just have to join me and stick around and watch. So now there's something very special about this stamp set. We took a look at Ron's drawing and it was like, hey, what if? So that was these boughs here with the pine cone and the holly and the little berries were connected to these balls. So these little Christmas ornaments here fit perfectly into this stamp set. But I was like, what if you wanted to just use the balls on their own? And you can. So we made it a separate stamp. So the Christmas balls can be used on their own or in combination with this bow. Now, if you're thinking, what if I just want to use this bow here? Well, guess what? We made this, have Ron go in and draw this little piece. So this little piece is a separate stamp, and all you're going to do is stamp your main image and pop this one right in there. And then you have just a beautiful bow arrangement. So you can do a combination of the bow and the balls or the bow and the extra little piece plus here. So you've really got a variety of what you can do with this Season's Greetings stamp set. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I am super excited to color it up. So today I am going to be coloring this one here. So that is the candle with the little orange slice and the berries and the holly and the fir boughs. So I'm going to get the chat back up there so I can see what's been going on. All right, so everybody's saying it's pretty, super nice. And hi, Brenda. Hey, Betty. Hey, and yeah. Okay, so hello, everybody. I'm just trying to get it caught up on all the comments here. All right, so I'm going to teach you today how I color. So how I color is I look at my image and I break it up into its individual parts, and then I kind of go to my, where is it? I'm going to grab it right here. I call it mine, but it is Steven. So his hex chart by Sandy Allnock. So if you have this, it's a great thing to have. If you don't have it, I recommend purchasing, printing it out, and putting all your colors in there. It's a great way to keep track of your colors and to know what blends go together. But we're going to also talk about those blends today as well. So again, I took a look at my picture, and the first thing I noticed was the holly leaves. So the holly leaves, I went through and I just decided what greens I wanted to use. So the greens I chose were G28, YG67, and then G07 and or G46. So what I did when I was choosing these colors is I swatched them out. So I swatched them out to see how they would blend, what order I wanted them in, and then I decided that's why I put here G07 or G46 because I think I'm going to use both depending on what leaf I'm going to do. Next up, we have the holly berries in here, and of course we want red, so I just went to my reds and I went R39, 24, 27, or sorry, 29, 27, and 24. You can see I just swatched that out right there. And if you're seeing my nails, I apologize. It's been, since before Halloween. They're grown out and I got them done tomorrow morning. So please ignore my nails. They look awful. But we're here to learn not to judge my nails today. So next up, I looked at the fir bough, or fir boughs, or fir stems, or whatever you want to call them. And I'm doing G94, YG63, and G43. And again, I swatched them out first just to make sure they were going to go good together. And you see Dolores is coloring the elves right now, so that's awesome. I actually think that some of these would look really cute with the elves, especially, I'm going to grab that over here. I think if you put the this bough with an elf from the Treat Yourself, which I have to tell you is back in stock right now. So we do have the Treat Yourself. Everything is back in stock right now. So I know we had sold out right away. They are back. We do have them. They're available to purchase and to ship right now. And Anne said she's not coloring at all right now. So, but I thought, like, because elves, or the elf on the shelf, is kind of like a little bit of a doll. And I think it would pair perfectly with just this natural, realistic looking style. So I'd kind of love to see how someone pairs those together, because usually the elf on the shelf is sitting on a shelf with some natural boughs, and people do some naughty things with them as well. Let's be honest. Those elves can get into mischief, but they are back in stock. So if you're waiting for them, you should have gotten an email if you hit the notification icon. And if not, just know they're back. All right, so I talked about the fir boughs, and then the branches, super simple. I just picked E25, which is right up here. Then our orange. Okay, so our orange, a little bit more complicated just because it's a dried orange. How's it going to work? Well, we're going to take a look. And so what I decided to do was break it into 3 sections. We have the orange peel, the inside of the orange, and the little pith part, which is like that white kind of section and what kind of separates these segments. So for the peel, I'm going to be doing YR18, YR07, and YR16. The inside, and I was kind of playing around with this, is going to be YR12, YR21, and YR00. So you can see here, this is where I started my swatching. You can see that, like, when I used 32, I was like, no, that's too peachy pinky. This one was too light. And then once I got to my 00, and it's kind of harder to see here, I was like, no, that's kind of like the perfect blend there. Then I have my inner pith part, and that's just going to be YR20 and YR30. And I kind of was practicing over here. And then this is my final selection right here. And then we have our candle. So our candle, I think I played with around, actually over here. So our candle is going to be E50, Y000, and YG quad 0. And then our flame, and then I practiced up here and I was like, how am I going to do this? That is going to be R59, R37, YR09, YR04, and Y18. So when I do it, I do it like this. I make a list, and this is kind of pretty much how I color. Everybody colors differently. I'm maybe a little bit more, I don't know. I don't know what words to use, but I don't want to say like OCD because I'm definitely not. But I like things organized, and I like to know where I've been, where I'm going. So that's where I'm like, all right, I know my colors. I know I already have them picked out. I don't like running around trying to find where my next colors are or what I should do and how is it going to blend. So if you're counting, I think that is 27 Copic markers that I'm going to be doing. Do you need to use 27 Copic markers to color? Absolutely not. Do you need to use Copic markers? Absolutely not. But it is kind of what we love here on this channel, on the Stamp Anything channel. So I would say we're going to use Copics today. And I'm going to throw something new up at you. I'm going to throw up our like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So it really, really helps when you like our videos and when you subscribe and then hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a thing. All right, let us start coloring. I have blabbed on long enough. So we're going to start with our holly leaves. And I said I was going to start with my G28. So that is my darker green. So the G28 is our ocean green. And this is the first time I am coloring this image. I didn't have a practice color on this image or anything like that. So it's going to be all new to me. Hi, Dana. It's nice to see you. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. So this is through Restream, so I'm not on YouTube. So I am trying to watch the comments as they come up, and you'll be able to see each other's comments as well. All right. So yeah, the only time I've colored this is digitally for the packaging. This is the first time around, so bear with me. So I'm looking at it. It's a candle. It's a flame. It's bright. Anything dark is going to be at the very bottom. Anything light is going to be right up at the top. And it's going to obviously be lighter to darker all the way down because we're going to have a glow here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first take that G28, and you know what? I'm going to grab another piece of cardstock. So this is the Hammermill 110 pound color covered copy stock that we usually use. If anybody wants to know what paper we use, this is it. You can kind of get it everywhere. I think you can usually get it at like your Staples or Office Depot or Amazon. I'm just going to go over the bottom of these leaves right now with the G28. And if you want this to be closer, just let me know. There is not a zoom function, so I just got to move my camera down a little bit lower. So right now, I'm just keeping that darkest color right to the edge. And at the very bottom. Sometimes I like to bring it up, but as I lose my speech, again, all the light is up here, so I'm going to have everything dark just to those bottom edges, and I'm going to put in some shadow in there as well. So let's see, so I have those. I'm going to put in this dark in here. I'm going to follow it up. And here's the thing too with floral images. I'm going to say, oh, so this is the stamp, Jana. The whole stamp set looks like this. It's all these all come on one. And just for a recap for anybody just popping in a little bit later, this is what the stamp set looks like right here up on your screen right now with all the sentiments. It has the candle stamp, the bow stamp, and the balls. And the balls Christmas balls can be used with that bow, or you can use the little branch that's up by this candle and put it in, and you can just use the bows on their own. I kind of move things around so you can see it easier on the screen, but this is how your stamp set will come. It's going to look just like this. So you're going to have your candle stamp, your bows, your little piece, and these, and your sentiments. And it is this size, so it's a 6x8. All right, back to coloring. All right, so now that I'm going down, I'm just kind of doing these green. I'm going to try not to take too much time. So I'm really just placing this dark green right now anyway, just at the bottom edges where I think the darkest part will be of these holly leaves. I'm just kind of looking. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you know what? We're gonna put it right here. And follow this berry right there. And you know what? We're gonna bring it over this berry. And we're gonna create a little shadow line for it too. So under these berries, it's gonna cast a shadow. So it's gonna be that darker looking green. Yeah, so I think I have got that all settled in there with that green. So that is the G28, and I'm going to move on to my YG67 as my next color. So that is our moss green. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start extending that color up a little bit from the darker color that we just put in. Into, I'm going to try and be making this, I'm going to call it easy Copic coloring. Am I using a lot of colors? Yes, but I'm trying to keep the blending very, very simple for you. Just to keep it easy. I'll just get back on the big screen there. So if you wanted, you could color within the veins a little bit more that are drawn in there. But again, I'm just trying to keep it nice and easy. So here's my little theory on colors. I like to use a lot of colors because if I'm drawing something, especially when I'm drawing something realistic like flowers, when it is drawn in this style, I like to add more color because it adds more dimension and it really does kind of make your stamp color finished stamp look more realistic when you have all those different tones, those darker tones, lighter tones, your mid tones. But generally with Copic coloring, you want to kind of do at least 3, your dark, your mid, and your light tone. And kind of once you get confident in that, that's when you can start to branch out and add more color. Hi, Margaret. Thanks for joining. Hey, B. B. I'm laughing only because, okay, so the stamp design team only saw the stamp today. They wanted a sneak peek, so I sent it to them. And then I can't not help but laugh because B was like, "So is this like a Christmas set?" Like, what? I'm like, I don't get the question. I was like, no, it's for singles week. So G46 mistletoe, that's going to be our next color that we're going to use. And I'm going to use it just in these bottom leaves right here. And then the top leaves that are up by the candle, I'm going to, and then we're going to pop a little bit in here. And if anybody watches the replay of this, definitely, if you're watching it on your TV, most times you can put that you can view the comments. So definitely watch the comments because sometimes you're like, who is he talking to or why? So now I'm grabbing my G07 because they said you can use G07 or G46. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to flip this around, make it easier to color away from myself. And here I'm using that brighter green. And I'm just going around the lines that were given. And I'm just going to bring that in. So is anybody else coloring? Obviously, you won't be coloring what I'm coloring because you don't have it yet. But is anybody else coloring? I know Dolores is coloring some elves. Is anybody else getting ready to do some Christmas card making. If you've started your Christmas card making, put a comment in so I can see. Let me see who is up already on their Christmas card making. Leave a comment and let me know. All right, so I haven't completely filled it in yet. The holly leaves look a little cray-cray. So we're going to go back in now, and I'm going to go back in with my G28, that ocean green. And now I'm just going to start to work in a little bit more where I want things a little bit darker. And maybe I'm going to go a little bit over that veining. And I'm going to maybe start to add just a little bit more detail with how I use the tip of my marker. And really, coloring and Copic coloring is as much or as little work as you want it to be. So Jana says, no, I'm at bingo and watching. Oh, and I forgot, B is watching her girl dance, and Joyce is elves are hanging out at the border, which is so sad. So I don't know if you guys know, but I'm in Canada, and Canada Post just went on strike, and Joyce's poor little elves are stuck. They're stuck until the little delivery elves get their stuff sorted, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I can help. Maybe I can help Joyce out somehow. I don't know how. Maybe. I'm going to pop your comments back up here again. I'm going to grab my YG67. So I do want this to look pretty. So I'm kind of trying to go fast, but not too fast. So I'm going back in with my YG67, that moss. I'm going to extend it a little bit more here. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking. Just trying to think. What tea do I have to spill? Do I have any tea? You want me to spill some tea? Comment in the chat and let me see. Does anybody want some tea from Kevin? Okay, so I'm going back in with that G46, and this is the either or, so mistletoe, very Christmas-like color. So Jana, this is by Steven's dad. This is by Ronald Krupp. He designed this Christmas stamp for us. Here's some tea. I didn't see a message. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't give it to you. I'm not seeing any comments that say you want to hear the tea. So I'm just being really wonky with my coloring. Not gonna lie, I also have the camera and a ring light right here. So I have this here. So the tea is, we already have new stamps designed for Annie's Garden that will be coming out in the spring. So they are looking amazing. So we're super excited for those. This is the G07, and I'm just kind of going back in and kind of filling this in. I'm going to call it willy-nilly style because this is definitely not perfection in coloring right here. This is just, I don't even know what this is. This is Kevin trying to work in a very small space underneath a camera that's not zooming. So that's exciting. So we've got some new stamps that's coming out. Some other exciting stuff is that next January, February are already designed. The packaging's already done. The dies are already done. That's pretty exciting. And I am going to be doing a no-line class for those that came to the Orlando retreat. If you didn't go to the Orlando retreat, that is totally okay. I will probably do some kind of no-line as a thing. And Sharon's on here, and she wants to see the stamp. So here is what the stamp will look like. It is a 6x8 stamp set. I'm going to show you here just the colored image real quick again. Bah. there we go. That's what the stamp set looks like, except it'll come like this in this arrangement. But those are the stamps, Sharon. And thank you for joining. All right. Let's get back to coloring. So I have the holly leaves. I don't know if I'm 100% in love with them right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pistachio, which is at G43. This was not thought of. But what I want to do is use this to blend and lighten some of these leaves a bit, especially the ones up here up top. Just because this is where it's going to be brightest around that candle. What I might even do is add some yellows into these leaves as well to kind of give them that glow. Oh, look, and I totally missed out on this part. Like this holly leaf. I always wonder too what this looks like on camera versus what it looks like in real life, because sometimes on the screen I'm like, oh, that looks very weird. All right, so there's my holly leaves. That took a long time. I'm sorry it took so long. Oh, the Canadian retreat. Yes, I will actually have it up by Monday. And yes, Anne is very correct. I'm going to highlight that right now. I'm going to show you this comment right here if you can see it. It is Joyce Parks. They are done, and I started cutting kits, and that is correct. We have already started cutting. Okay, Anne has already started cutting the kits for the Canadian retreat that's happening in June here in Moncton. So super, super cool. Very excited. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, should be up on Tuesday for the deposit. Okay, we're moving on to holly berries. So we're going to start with our R39, and we're going to do that same thing, darkest at the bottom. And we're going to try and speed up Kevin's coloring. So that's one thing here. So this is a live. It's YouTube. I don't want to rush, but I also don't want to like bore you guys. So you guys got to let me know if you're like, Kevin, slow down. I'll slow down. If you're like, no, go as fast as you want, because I'll watch this later and pause it if I need to. So I'm just going over the bottom of the berries with this R39. So it's a pretty simple thing to do. Just, yeah, when you color your berries and when you color anything, just think about where your light source is. Oh, and in June is your big birthday month. 40 is an awesome number. Woo! So excited for Joyce. So just kind of doing little dabs in these little berries. And that's the thing. With little berries, you can just put in like a little dot of color because you'll be able to blend it out later. So don't worry about being like, oh, I can't fit something in that small or do a little. It's fine. Just little dots will do ya. So after our R39, we're going to go in with our R29. And I'm just adding a little bit, and I'm just kind of going over what I already colored, where I added that red already. Then going over it and extending just to start that blend. Now what I am going to do is this R29, I'm not going to put in the little berries at all, because I'm kind of considering them like they're a little bit of a different kind of berry. So yeah, so that's what like I'm kind of deciding them as. If you can see Anne's comment, I'm going to show you right now. Kev can be boring when he is totally focused on something for work. Steve and I are like, Kev, can you hear me? He totally zones us out. Boring. Yes, it's true. Sometimes I can be like hyper focused on stuff. Today was kind of one of those days a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I have so much stuff to get done. I have this live. Like, let's get working. And because I was submitting all the packaging for January and February for the stamp packaging, the outline packaging, the new dies. I have to say, I always say that, but it's really true. I feel like every single release, I'm just like in love with more or the same. I'm just in love with them all. But oh my gosh, I also did. Oh my goodness! And popped on as I was going to spill some tea.
I just wanted to say hi. Bye.
There was Annie. She popped on and she went off. Okay, good that she went off because like when she's off stage is what I call it. Because I can see that she's here in a little window over off to the side of my screen that way. But she'll know. January is something very reminiscent of my early childhood. It's so cool. I love it. Okay, so this R27, I'm still not going to hit those little berries with. I am going to hit them with my prawn though, so that's our R24, which I'm going to go on these berries now, these little holly berries. And look at how cute that looks. See how they are just lighter, and you're just bringing the R24 down into the dark. Okay, and if you've watched any of my lives or videos before, this is what I call bringing the light into the dark. So when you start in your white area and bring it down, you're ensuring that you're not dragging that dark part of the color up. So say that R39, if I started down here, I would start to lighten it up if I hit it, and I would also start to drag it in. So that's why I'm going, and I've turned my image just so I can bring that down. So it keeps that very much light at the top with our R34 here. I think this is going to be super cute when it's done. Don't worry, I'm not going to make a full card tonight. I don't want to bore you to death. And I apologize if I look a little wackadoo in the little video here. Hi. My office is a mess, but hey, new things are coming for 2025. Okay, look at how cute those berries look. Dorps. So we're going to finish off these berries. So these are only a 2-color berry. They're really tiny. And we're just going to put a little bit of color in them. And 2. If you leave a little bit of white at the edges, that's fine. If you don't want to go right up to the black, don't, because it'll just look like look like a highlight. This video is brought to you by Stamp Anything and Coke Zero. I needed a drink. Oh, Joyce, you will see me. Joyce is bringing her dog to Steven. So yes, Joyce. Oh, depending on your here, Joyce. I have my nail appointment is at 7 a.m. Yeah, let's go. That happened. I don't know. Well, how that happens? Look at this. Cray. And my nail tech lady is gonna hate me because I'm gonna be like, do it boring this time. She likes doing fancy colors and fancy stuff, which sometimes I'm for, but like I think I've just had these so far, and I've never really done red, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to be boring. So anyway, look, there we go. Look at that, cute, right? Now again, I'm kind of coloring with a little bit of a distance problem, so I would probably have it look a little bit cleaner if I didn't have to worry about a light in my phone being right here to color. So when I just like looked at it now, I saw this like really bugs me that I colored outside the lines. So I'm going to use, and our colorless blender is dead. All of them, all of our Copic ones. But here's the thing, the Ohuhu colorless blender works just as well. And I love that this one has the fine tip. Oh my gosh. Especially for my mistakes, it works like a charm. Alright, so I won't get into too much detail trying to fix that up, but here we go. So now we have our holly berries. Now we're going to do our fir boughs, and our fir boughs are going to be G94, YG63, and G43. So we're going to start with our G94, which is our grayish olive. perfect name for that color. We probably need to move the webcam part to the side so when you are coloring, we aren't looking at the top of your head. At least, oh yeah, we can see you're not bald. That's true. I never even thought about that. So if like I had this camera like over here or something, like maybe, I don't know. I don't think it could really make it work today. Does this look weird? Does it look odd like this on that angle? I'm just trying to stuff it somewhere right now. Except, is there anything weird over here? Like anything that you're not supposed to see? Because sometimes like this area contains all new stuff sometimes. And I'm looking, I'm like, no, I've got treats and all kinds of things given to me by people at retreats over here and on my desk. That's where I keep everything. So if you wonder, have you given me something at a retreat? Where is it? It's probably right in this area. I keep all my little gifts. Okay, G94. 9ish usually. Okay, so I'll probably see you because I'll probably be back. Not sure if I'm going to the market or not. Okay, so G94, love this color, grayish olive. Maybe it's got a wonky name, but oh my gosh, I love it. Now for this one, we are going to start with our darker color, and it is going to be at the top. So this is kind of a little bit opposite of what I told you before, but I don't want my tips of these branches to be dark, because if you can see in the stamp, we have some open sections of the stamp. So I don't want dark lines there. So that's why I'm just starting it in these places right here. And then here, I'm just kind of using that flicking technique like we sometimes do with hair. If you've watched our videos before, we use a little bit of a flick technique. From there, we're going to our YG63, which is our pea green. And we're just going to go out. And we're just lightly flicking. And I'm not even paying too much attention. Like, I am and I'm not. Because if it goes outside the lines, I'm okay with it because this stamp allows you to go outside the lines. You know what? I don't even know how I got that color up there. I don't know. Hey, Julie, I'm glad you could join us. I did show the release, and if she's here, she can pop it up on the screen again. I can show you stamped out. It looks like this. If you're to stamp it out exactly how it shows. It's a 6x8 stamp set, but Anne can show you by popping it up on the screen for me. And there it is, beautifully colored. A bas myself, I must say. So now we're going to use our G43, which is our pistachio. So our pistachio color. And now this is, again, I'm going to do that thing where I said I'm going to go from the light into the dark. So I'm just going to, nope, I lied. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do you know why not to do it? This is what I'm going to show you right here. Had a scrap piece. Okay. This is what I did. I just went like that. Your thicker section is going to be at the end of your bow, and you don't want that. So I'm going to continue to go out, and I just went way too far out there, but that's okay. Would anybody want to get this as a card from me? Comment. Put a comment in there. Let me know you're here. And maybe I'll send it to you. That'd be good. Maybe we can... First person who says they want this card and they're watching in this live, do you know what? I'm going to make it a card for you. Oh, you can spin the comments and pick the winner. Can you do that? We'll do that after and maybe post it on the Facebook page? I don't know. And you can let me know. You decide how you want to do it. But if you want a card made with this image that I'm coloring this live, I will send it out to the winner. All right, so that was the pistachio. There's our fir bow. You know what? We want it a little bit perfect. We don't want... That's one thing I don't like, is if I see white space in where there's definitely not supposed to be white space. That's a big no for me. All right, I think that's looking super cute right now. Don't you? Don't you? Oh, who said yes, please? Julie Murphy is who I saw on first, if that is right. I see that comment at 20, 39, 37, and Melissa's was second at 39, 43. So this card is going to Julie Murphy. Yay! All right. Next up is our branches. This is super simple. E25. It is our Coco. We're going to go. Or how are we doing this? Are we doing it that the first comment? Or are we spinning? And you can pop your camera back on and let me know. Did you know that I can do this, everybody? I can just be like, oh, look, Anne's there.
Well, since I did the spinning, and then I was gonna do something inappropriate. Sorry. But then you said Julie won, so now Julie has to win because you already called out that Julie's gonna win. But from going forward, we can do the spinning
Well,
thing.
here, how about this? Julie won, and I'll do a second card. So spin for the second one. So Julie's guaranteed winner, and everybody else, you can spin for it, and I'll do a second one. I won't draw it tonight, but I'll color it.
Can you get it to them before Christmas of 2026? That's the question.
Oh no! How do I send it? Okay, you're gonna get it maybe after Christmas because, like I said, Canada Post is on strike. I don't know how I can get this to you.
But that's not even what I meant. I just meant a lot of times people win your cards
Oh,
25
listen.
years to freaking send it to them.
Listen, Linda.
Mhm,
Listen, Linda.
mhm. Love you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, so Anne is gonna collect those names. So Julie, you're the guaranteed winner, and everybody else, because I don't wait to hear instructions, you will be entered in, and we will spin for it, and I'll make you a completely another card. So this I will turn into a card for Julie, and then I'll do something else later, and I will send it on its way. It might take weeks and weeks to get there. I don't know. All right, so E25, super easy. Now we're on to the orange, and we're nearing kind of midpoint or a little bit more of the card. It's going to get easier from here. So for our orange, the peel is going to be YR18, YR07, and YR16. Now these colors, what happened? Did the music just get really loud? Is Anne playing with the music? I was like, what's happening? So I'm going to re-swatch this just to be sure I have it in the right order, because sometimes you would look at the numbers and be like, well, it's obviously R18, 16, and 07 because they're all the YRs, but I think this is what happened when I swatched it earlier, is I went, oh, okay, YR18, sure, YR16, oh, that's kind of light, and then I did YR07 and went, oh, wait a minute, that's dark. So that's why we switched the order, and it's YR18, 07, then 16. So for this orange peel, we're going to be starting, and again, I'm going to keep it kind of dark to the bottom. And we're just doing that outer edge right here. Now, too, you could totally add tons more texture to anything in here. You can add more detail to the holly leaves. You could do more detail in the fir boughs or the berries. That's all up to you. So now I'm on my last one, which is the YR16, and you can see I already colored outside the lines a bit, but that's okay. So again, I just wanted to make sure that my lightest section was at the very top, again, where the candle glow is coming from. I'm going to use a little bit of my oops. I know a colorless blender is supposed to be just to blend color, but let's face it, who doesn't use it as an eraser? So actually, here, put that in the comments. So comment if you use it more as a colorless, more as an eraser than actually to blend your colors with, because I think people use it more as just an eraser than to blend. But put it in the comments. Let me know. I want to know. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on that are. Okay, so next up, we are going to that inner part, the inside. So this is our YR12, YR21, and our YR00. All right, so YR12. So we're going to keep this kind of darker towards the bottom. And this is where I mean the inside of the orange part. I say we. I love saying we because it makes people think that like I had something to do with it. So Steven dried all kinds of oranges. Like he dehydrated them and he made this beautiful orange wreath. Oh, here we go. I am seeing I use it as an eraser all the time. And here we go. That was Julie Murphy. And Melissa, yes, an eraser. Sometimes you use a white jelly roll pen to do the outside. Yep. And Stamp Brew, which is Michelle. I always thought it was an eraser. There you go. So technically it's to be used for blending purposes, but hey, I won't tell if you don't. So that was our YR21, our cream, and then I'm going in with our YR00, which is powder pink, and coming in from the top here, and just coloring in the inside of that orange slice. Now, I'm going to say I really do love when Copics blend just perfectly. But sometimes I like when you can actually just see that definition that you know that it was colored with a marker. So I like that. So I'm going to leave it because sometimes I want to know like that was hand colored. So we're leaving it like that. So next up is our inner pith, which I call it. I don't know if that's correct, but this white part, I'm not leaving it white. We're going to be using YR30 and YR20 in the reverse order of what I just said it. So our YR20 is, wow, that's a great name. Can you see that? Yellowish shade. Hi Copic, get someone new to name your stuff. All right. So we're just going to go in here and I'm just filling that in. Here's a good question. When you color, do you color with the TV on in the background? Do you color with music on? Do you color with your kids screaming or your partner doing something annoying in the background like vacuuming or I don't know what? There we go. So, might be hard to tell. It's just a very tiny, tiny bit of color. Just a little bit. Just to fill that in, because I hate leaving just white. I don't like white. All right, so we've done the orange. What's next? We're going to do the candle. So the candle part is going to be... I've messed up my order of my markers. Okay, here we go. So E50, Y000, YG quad 0. All right, here's where we're going to take a look at this. I don't know Sandy Allnock personally. I do love this all the time. It is my go-to. 100%. These charts right here, this Copic marker hand color chart, is what I use. So this one is by Copic. The hex chart is by Sandy Allnock. This was from 2014. Sometimes I wish there was a little update or a little something because this color blend does not sit anywhere near each other. So sometimes when you're looking at these, I find it helpful that you do have both charts. So I'm going to look at you over here in this camera. Sometimes I find it good because sometimes I like to see like, okay, this green goes better with this green. But if you look on this chart here, sometimes they don't always go together. Like if I go to E50, it's right here. And YG000 is, I don't even know where it is. Well, it's somewhere over here. So not everything always sits beside each other in the chart or in this order here, but that's where you need to kind of just play around a little bit and sometimes just eyeball it and be like, what goes together? And then I will tell Steven to post a picture of the orange wreath. So I'm going to start with our E50. So that is going to be our eggshell color. And I'm going to start it right at the bottom of this candle. And I'm going to color it all in here. Because I wanted this. No, this is called eggshell. There is a color called ivory. I was like not feeling it when I was trying to do a blend. Because I just didn't want a white candle. And I thought, you know what? A lot of Christmas candles are kind of like cream colored. So I thought, hey. Oh, here is another good thing to remember. Copic markers are alcohol markers that are semi-opaque. So they're not fully translucent because the more you color with them, like when you do a first pass, like you can kind of still see the paper through, depending on the color that you're using. Like you can see here, like there it's darker as it trails off, and as you've got that pressure, you can kind of still through the paper. But semi-opaque meaning as you go over and over, it starts to build up to create a full coverage effect. So remember that when using your markers, that even if I did say you only had one marker to use, this is a good tip. If you just layer over it more and more, you're going to get a deeper look. So if I just keep it really light at the top here, and I just really layer in this color, just like that, you can see that it looks darker right here than it does at the top. So that's why, yes, am I using a lot of markers? Do I have to? Not necessarily. You can kind of go wild, do your own thing. So Y000, pale lemon. So this pale lemon is adding a little bit of warmth in there. And I'm going to go right under this here. And I'm going to color into the drips. I think it's looking pretty cute so far. Just a reminder, if you see this up on the screen, it is our Black Friday sale. It's already on now. You're going to save an additional 35% to everything in our Black Friday sale category. You can use your Stamp Club discounts, you can use your coupons, and you can use your reward points. So this is the time to stock up before Christmas. Get all those items that you didn't have. There's over 230 items in that category right now. So it's time to sit your butt at your desk and shop. That's kind of the best way I like to do it. Just sit my butt right on my desk and shop online. All right, so YG Quad Zero, which is Lily White, is going to be my last color in this candle, and we're going to put it right up here in the top. And if you can see it kind of come into life on your screen here, you can kind of see that the colors, although they seem like they wouldn't blend, an E, a Y, and a YG, you do get a nice blend with them. You just gotta kind of work with it a little bit. You gotta practice. So that's why I always like to, like I said, swatch out my colors. Like this one I did swatch out somewhere over, where did I do it? Oh, I was doing it back here. These are all different swatches. This whole back thing here was all trying to find a candle color. And it's like, that looks peachy, that looks like skin tone, that looks like gray. So don't worry about needing to kind of work with your colors, because I do. I am definitely not perfect. So I'm going in with that E50 again, just darkening some stuff up near the bottom of the candle and into some of these drips. And I will fussy cut this out the best I can when I make Julie's card. And I will make the other card. I don't know. It'll be a surprise for whoever wins it. All right. Now we are on the flame. So what I am going to do is grab that A25 real quick. And I'm just going to color in that wick. Just like that. And then we're going to leave it alone. yes, definitely thumbs up on the video. Super helps us a lot. And subscribing and notifications. And if you share our videos too, if you see something you like, share us. Hey, it is Misty. Hey, Misty. Hello, hello. All right, so flame, small space. So I am using a lot of colors in a small space. I don't know what I was thinking. We're gonna try it. So it is R59, R37, YR09, YR04, and Y18. Why? I don't know. So our R59 is our cardinal. And I'm going to just go whoop, whoop, boop, boop. Okay, that was enough. Cardinal, we're done. R37, Carmine. And then we're going to do our boop, 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 boop. Apparently, I need to like make noises when I color. Does anybody else do it? I think it's like a concentration thing. Like they say when you're like when you do this, like I don't know why you do it exactly like that, but if you stick your tongue out, it is actually a sign of concentration, and it is also a kind of subconscious or that's probably not the right word, but signal to others that like don't bother me when your tongue is sticking out. Like you're like, I don't know why you would do that, but maybe some people do. It means don't bother me. I'm busy. So I think it's kind of my thing is where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like boop 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 these colors. Don't bother me. I'm in my groove. So here we go with our YR09, which is our Chinese orange. And going over those reds now. Then we're gonna go in with our YR04, our chrome orange, because look at I've got tons of space to color in. I don't know what I was thinking. There we go. A little bit of YR04. And finally, our Y18 lightning yellow. Ooh. This one I'm gonna bring down. We're gonna kind of bring this in here. Let's give it a little outside glow. We're gonna color outside the lines, folks. Does that look like a real flame on a candle? I don't know. Oh, Kathy Z. So I'm guessing Kathy Zilski does boop lava made with a tray with it on it. Okay, you're on fire! Woo! Oh, Steven definitely sticks his tongue out and also tilts his head. Yes. So that is like the subconscious, like, don't bother me. Like, no, I'm in the zone. So here it is, colored up, kind of quick. Ooh, 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 ooh. I want to see something. Wait, now I'm getting tricky. Oh, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna use my YR30 my macadamia nut, and I'm gonna kind of go outside this a little bit, and I'm gonna make that halo effect. What? Crazy. What else do I have? I'm using just what I have laying around. So I'm like, This is where I do that swatch thing, and I'm like, is that the right tone I'm looking for? So this is Y000. So I'm gonna add some of that too. Ooh, look at that. What? Look at the glow. Okay, and then here's where you can add little kicks. So I'm like, okay, this should have some glow to it. So I'm gonna add lighter yellow into these leaves because I feel like they need to be lightened up, especially in the top here, because that candlelight should be making them kind of glisten and glow and be lighter. So it's kind of almost like using it now as an eraser without using your zero. Ooh, this is looking cool. I'm liking it. Well, folks, there is my coloring. I hope you enjoyed it today. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these videos coloring our florals. Tell me if you're excited for spring and if you're going to buy this set because it is on sale now. It is ready to ship. Here it is again, just so you can see what it looks like. And it has the sentiments: Happy Holidays, Merrier, Happy and Bright Christmas. You make every season's greetings, Feliz Navidad, and from our family to yours. And that little branch at the bottom is a mistake that I did, so I apologize. And what your stamp set will look like is this right over here. I'll show you in this camera, but it'll be easier seeing down here. And we'll pop that off the screen. So here it is. So this is what you're going to get. So again, it's going to be your candle in orange and berry stamp. It's going to be your bows that you can add either the little fur piece to just do this alone, or you can do the bows and the Christmas balls together. They look awesome and they do fit perfectly. So these little lines here, they do match up perfectly right in here. As soon as you put that stamp down, you will know exactly where it needs to be because it will just fit perfectly. We worked on it really hard, so we wanted to make sure that you could make this an awesome bow stamp with the little Christmas balls, or if you just want to do it on your own. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this. Remember that the Black Friday sale is on right now. It's early, and use your discount codes, use everything, buy all those gifts for yourself, for other people, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful evening, and I am so happy that you joined me tonight. And just remember, run out and buy your season's greeting stamp because they are limited stock. And if you are from Canada, please make a note that Canada Post is on strike, and it may not get to you in time, and we might need to make other arrangements. There are other shipping options you can use. So that's just a note for Canadians, but anybody else, you're set to go to order right now and get that stamp set to you. So thanks very much, and we'll see you.